The wind moaned through the towering pines, its icy fingers tracing the edges of the small village nestled in the valley. Snow blanketed the earth in thick layers, muffling the sounds of distant wildlife and turning the landscape into a world of white silence. Inside the humble wooden cabin, a small fire crackled softly, sending warm golden light dancing across the walls. The scent of burning wood mixed with the earthy aroma of dried herbs hanging from the rafters. You sit on the woven mat near the hearth, wrapping your hands around a steaming cup of broth, letting the warmth seep slowly into your fingers. Outside, the cold is relentless, but here, inside, a fragile sense of comfort endures. The villagers have long known the winter will not yield. In these ancient times, life was measured not in days or months, but in survival. Each family prepared meticulously during the summer months, storing dried meats, grains, and root vegetables in underground cellars that remained insulated against the frost. The winter itself was not just a season. It was a test of patience, endurance, and ingenuity. You watch as your parents move quietly about the cabin, performing tasks honed over decades of tradition. Your mother kneads dough for bread, the rhythmic motion echoing softly in the still room, while your father tends to the fire, adding small pieces of kindling to maintain a steady warmth. Outside, snowdrifts climb higher against the cabins, sometimes reaching the eaves, turning doors into snow-laden thresholds that must be shoveled diligently each morning. The cold bites through even the thickest clothing, yet the villagers face it with quiet determination. They layer themselves in furs and wool, hand-woven and patched carefully each season. The children gather around the fire, learning the skills they will need to survive the winters to come, gathering kindling, repairing clothing, and rationing food. In these quiet lessons, there is a rhythm, a balance between the harshness of the world and the warmth of shared effort. Walking through the village, you notice the careful design of each cabin. Roofs steep and angled, allowing snow to slide off, walls thick with timber, and small windows that trap the precious warmth of firelight. Every detail is a safeguard, every choice made to preserve life in the unforgiving cold. Paths between cabins are marked with lanterns, their soft glow barely penetrating the heavy snowfall. Travelers are rare in these months, but the village is alive with its own energy, a quiet, steady heartbeat that speaks of resilience. Meals are simple but sustaining. Broths enriched with herbs, root vegetables roasted over the fire, and the occasional preserved meat provide nourishment. Each bite is a reminder that life continues, even when the world outside seems hostile. Conversation is soft, punctuated by the occasional crackle of fire or the whispering wind. Stories of past winters are shared around the hearth, tales of survival, courage, and ingenuity. Some speak of wolves driven closer to the village by hunger, others of crops that failed, forcing families to rely on stored provisions. In every story, there is a lesson, an instruction in patience, foresight, and resourcefulness. One evening, the wind rises to a fierce howl, rattling the cabin walls and sending drifts swirling across the valley. You wrap a thick blanket around your shoulders, leaning closer to the fire. The flickering light dances across the walls, and for a moment, the world outside seems distant, almost unreal. Your father checks the door, shoving snow aside and ensuring it remains secure. Your mother hums softly as she trims the herbs, her voice a gentle anchor in the storm. You listen to the sounds of the fire, the wind, and the quiet movements of the household, and you feel a strange sense of peace. The cold is relentless, yet the warmth inside is stronger, not just in body, but in spirit. Survival is not merely about warmth or food, it is about adaptability. You learn to move with purpose, to anticipate needs before they arise, and to respect the power of nature. Each snowstorm becomes a teacher, each frigid morning a lesson in preparation. The villagers have developed techniques that are both practical and ingenious. Ice blocks are carefully harvested from frozen streams to preserve food. Snow is used to insulate dwellings or create barriers against the wind. Fires are maintained in a rotation that maximizes warmth without exhausting limited resources. Every action is deliberate, a small strategy in the ongoing dance with winter. Children play quietly in the snow during brief lulls in the storm, their laughter muffled but persistent. They build small shelters, practice gathering firewood, and learn the signs of danger in the forest. Tracks of wolves, shifts in the wind, the subtle changes in snowfall that predict a coming blizzard. These lessons are both practical and philosophical, teaching them patience, observation, and resilience. You realize that in these harsh conditions, life is stripped to its essentials: care, attention, and connection. Every person contributes, every skill matters, and every small victory is celebrated with quiet gratitude. Evenings are often spent around the hearth, sharing stories that blend memory and legend. Tales of ancestors who survived famines, treacherous winters, and perilous journeys remind everyone that adversity is not new. The past teaches that hope and ingenuity are timeless companions. You feel the warmth of the fire not just on your skin, but within your chest, a glow of confidence, courage, and understanding. The village, though small and isolated, embodies a truth that resonates across centuries. Survival is a mixture of preparation, cooperation, and inner strength. As the night deepens, the storm outside continues its symphony of whispers and howls. You close your eyes, listening to the rhythm of the wind, the soft crackle of embers, and the quiet breathing of your family. The cold may rage, the snow may pile high, but inside there is warmth, comfort, and resilience. Every small task, every shared story, and every thoughtful action contributes to a life that thrives despite hardship. You drift to sleep with the knowledge that even in the harshest winters, survival is not only possible, it is a testament to human ingenuity, patience, and heart. By morning, the storm softens, and the village awakens to a pristine blanket of snow glistening in pale sunlight. Footsteps crunch along cleared paths, smoke curls lazily from chimneys, and the world feels alive again. You step outside, feeling the crisp air on your face, remembering the lessons of the past hours. Preparation matters, resourcefulness saves lives, and warmth is not only fire, it is shared effort, care, and hope. The winter is still here, vast and cold, but you are ready. You are not afraid. You are strong. And in this ancient world of snow and ice, you know that even the harshest winters can be endured with courage, patience, and heart.